ever wanted a hero who doesn't just handle enemies, but obliterates them? Meet Khamet, the Pharaoh of Decay, and without a doubt, the most powerful mage in Watchers of Realms right now. This guy doesn't just clear waves, he dismantles them with a deadly precision, bouncing attacks and damage so intense it feels like he's on his own tier. In this guide, we're diving deep into why Khamet is a must-have, covering his best gear, artifacts, and ultimate setups to maximize his power. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be counting down to that banner. Let's get into it. YouTube! Let's talk about Khamet. This guy looks like he stepped straight out of a mummy's nightmare, but don't let this Pharaoh of Decay fool you. He's anything but ancient history. With his banner dropping this weekend, you're getting a shot at adding one of the most devastating mages to your lineup. Seriously guys, Khamet doesn't just hit hard, he hits everywhere, with multi-target skills that wipes out anything in his path. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why Khamet is so insane, breaking down his best gear, artifacts, synergies, and everything else you need to know to unleash his full power. So guys, if you're ready to dominate like a pharaoh, let's dive right in. So why is Khamet the strongest mage in Watchers of Realms? Let's dive into his kit and see why this guy is an absolute monster in the field. Starting with his talent, Obliteration Strike. Khamet deals an insane 400% extra damage to enemies he hasn't hit before. This one-shot potential is already brutal, but it doesn't stop there. Khamet's power continues to stack up across his whole kit. Now, let's talk about his ultimate ability, Festering Curse. When Khamet activates this, every attack he lands deals a 400% AoE damage for a full 20 seconds. Think about that, guys. Every single hit just melts groups of enemies, wiping out waves effortlessly. If there's a mob standing in his way, it won't be there for long. Even his basic attack is designed for control and damage, hitting 2 enemies at once for 120% of magic damage, but it's his passive abilities that really brings the destruction together. His first passive, the Curse of Obliteration, places a curse on enemies every 5 attacks, making them unable to perform basic attacks. And here's the kicker, everybody. The next hit on a cursed target re-triggers that 400% of Obliteration Strike damage. So not only does Khamet keeps enemies locked down, but he's also setting them up for even more devastating hits. Then guys, there's his second passive, the Infernal Plague, which causes his attack to bounce to 2 other enemies for a 160% of his damage each time he kills a target. This means that every time he lands a kill, he chains that damage to other enemies, shredding through group like they're nothing. With this combination, Khamet shines in any content that throws hordes of enemies at you, or where you're up against tough, armor-heavy foes. His damage scales incredibly high, making him one of the best at clearing endgame stages. And here's the thing, everybody. Despite new mages being added into the game over time, Khamet has passed the test of time in my opinion. Even with a threat of power creep, he's still one of the top tier mages, and I've relied on him as my go-to mage for a very long time. In short, everybody, Khamet isn't just strong, he's a game changer. His kit is built to dominate whether you're facing waves of enemies, single target threats, or anything in between. If you're looking for a mage that can carry you through the toughest stages in the game, Khamet is your guy. Alright guys, before I move on to the best gear sets and stats, let's talk about the Khamet brand new skin, guys. The End of Days. Just look at this thing. The devs, in my opinion, went all out on this one. I mean, we've got skulls, we got glowing blue aura. It feels like Khamet has a complete new, reborn as a whole new hero, guys. It's just crazy. This doesn't feel like it's one of the lazy skins where you just slap on a new color and call it a day. No, guys, this skin has a serious attention to detail. From the eerie glow to the intricate skeletal design, It all comes together to make Khamet look more terrifying and powerful than ever. Personally, I'll rate this skin a solid 10 out of 10. It's like they took his original look, cranked it up all the way, and said, here's your nightmare upgrade. Overall, if you're a fan of Khamet, this skin is a must-have. It's more than just a visual upgrade. It feels like a transformation, everybody. Props to the devs for putting in the work on this one. Alright guys, now that we know how powerful Khamet's abilities are, let's make sure he's equipped with the absolute best gear to unleash his full potential on the battlefield. Starting with the optimal gear set, we're looking at the tier 2 warlord set for his armor and weapon. This set boosts Khamet's attack by 25% and increases his attack speed by 30%. This combination alone makes him a serious threat, allowing him to hit faster and harder with every strike. For accessories, everybody, the tier 2 Soulbound Arcana set is ideal. Here's why. After Khamet casts his ultimate, this set permanently increases his damage by 10% and it stacks up to 5 times. That's insane, guys. So, not only does this setup enhances his burst potential, but it also ramps up his sustained damage over time, making him an unstoppable force as the battle drags on. Now, if you're still in the early game and you haven't unlocked those powerful tier 2 sets yet, no worries everybody. A fantastic alternative is the tier 1 Calamity set for his armor and weapon, paired up with the tier 1 Curse set for the accessories. The Calamity set gives him a solid 25% attack boost, which keeps his damage high, while the Curse set stacks additional damage by 6% for each enemy within his attack range. Up to 5 stacks, this setup will still give Khamet a significant boost, especially in a mob-heavy battles, until you can upgrade to the tier 2 sets. When it comes to main stats on the accessories like bangles, amulets, and wings, focus on 2 attack percentage main stats and 1 crit damage percentage main stat. These stats will maximize his raw damage output, ensuring he hits as hard as possible. As for substats, prioritize attack percentage and crit rate first, followed by attack speed and crit damage, and if you can, throw in some rage regeneration as well to help him unleash his ultimate more frequently. These stats combined will transform Khamet into a DPS powerhouse, allowing him to melt enemies' waves and solo tough bosses with ease. If you follow this guide, Khamet will be dominating every stage of the game. Equip him right and you see how terrifying he can be. Now that Khamet's gear and stats are optimized, let's take a look at the artifact that truly transformed him into a DPS monster. When it comes to artifacts, Terror of Twilight is the absolute best in-slot choice for Khamet. This artifact is a game changer for mages like him, providing an incredible 20% increase to his attack right from the start of the battle. This can be upgraded the more copies you have of Terror of Twilight, and while it does reduce the bonus if his health drops below 80%, that initial boost alone makes a massive impact, especially for clearing enemies quickly before they have a chance to strike back. Terror of Twilight, everybody, is like pouring fuel on the fire that is Khamet's DPS. Now guys, if you happen to have his exclusive artifact, it's also a solid option as well. It boosts Khamet's AoE damage by 20% during his ultimate, adding even a more punch to his burst. However, in my experience, Terror of Twilight still has the edge. Unlike his exclusive, which only activates during his ultimate, Terror of Twilight boosts Khamet's attack throughout the entire fight, letting him maintain that devastating damage output consistently. Equip these artifacts and your Khamet will annihilate everything in his path. With Khamet's gear and artifacts fully optimized, let's dive into the content areas where he truly dominates. As a top tier mage, Khamet is unmatched in my opinion in stages where you need to clear out swarms of enemies quickly. His kit is perfectly built for this. Each ability in his arsenal reinforces his role as a wave clearer and a multi-target powerhouse. From his high damage basic attack, hitting 2 enemies at one time, to his ultimate massive AoE effect, Khamet is made to wipe out waves in seconds. The gear raids are where Khamet really shines. In Gear Raid 1, the sheer volume of enemies makes Mage essential, and Khamet's AoE damage is the perfect solution. Moving into Gear Raid 2, guys, he's strong enough to single-handedly take down the waves of enemies, often being the only DPS you need on the field. And in Gear Raid 4, his kit allowed him to quickly eliminate groups with ease, keeping the battlefield clear and under control. Beyond Gear Raids though, Khamet's power extends to the Void Rift and the campaign stages, where magic damage is essential for overcoming high-level foes. His high DPS output means he can tear down through tougher stages, making him the go-to pick for these areas. And guys, you can't forget about PvP, especially in the Arena AoE mode. Khamet wide's reaching abilities, making him a force to be reckoned with, dealing devastating damage to multiple enemies in a single turn. Overall, Khamet has carried me through countless challenges in Watchers of the Realms. His unrivaled ability to handle both swarms and tough bosses sets him apart from any other mage. Equip him well and watch as he remains at the top of the game for a long time to come. To wrap it all up, Khamet is an absolute powerhouse of a mage. From his insanely high damage output to his devastating AoE attacks, he's built to clear waves of enemies faster than you can say Obliteration Strike. We've gone over everything you need to turn Khamet into the ultimate DPS machine. From his best gear sets, to his artifact of choice, to the content where he shines the brightest. Follow this guide and your Khamet will be obliterating everything in sight. If you're planning to summon for him this weekend, I wish you the best of luck. May the RNG gods be in your favor, guys. Because trust me, once Khamet is on your team, you wonder how you've ever survived without him. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you guys found this guide helpful, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Watchers of Realms content. You guys are great, you guys are amazing, you guys are awesome as always. Until next time, guys, let's strive to become better every single day. And yeah, peace.